Namaste. Welcome back to 30 Days Closer, a yoga challenge about encountering God from the mat. Today's focus will be to intently listen, lovingly and intentionally to sound. The sounds that I want you to focus on for today's video are the sound of my voice, the sound around you. Feel free to bring your own music to today's class. Another thing that I want you to focus on is trying to turn inward to quiet your mind and focus on the breath of life that's within you. We know that God gave us our breath when He breathed life into us to create us. Today's yoga flow will begin on our backs. And as we begin to move, we will build up heat slowly. We will have a combination of softening, strengthening, and long holds so that we can build strength, soften our hearts for God, and move more intentionally. We will close out class with a short meditation that will guide you to hear the gentle whisper of God. Let's begin today's practice. Come onto your back in full surrender. Let your feet soften and splay out to the sides. Let the palms of your hands shine towards the heavens above. Maybe allow your right hand to come onto your belly and your left hand to come onto your heart. If you'd like to tap into the rise and fall of your chest and your belly as we begin to notice our breaths. Let your body and your heart melt into the mats and fully surrender. Close your eyes and start to notice your breath. Slowly breathe in through your nose. Open mouth, exhale, breathe out. Take another breath in through your nose. Open mouth, exhale. Last time, breathe in through your nose. Open mouth, exhale. Let your lips close. And we'll begin to build heat internally by breathing in through our nose and out through our nose. Your breath of fire. Take a long breath in through your nose. Exhale, breathe out through your nose. You can keep this breath throughout the entire practice this morning, or you can use the breath we use in the beginning, where you breathe in through your nose and out through your mouth if you'd like to stick with that rhythm. Up to you. Take a full breath in through your nose. Exhale through your nose. Inhale deeply. Exhale fully. In this space, set an intention for your practice to listen intently and lovingly to your body, your minds, and the Spirit of God. Try to find Him in the quiet whispers of the wind, maybe in the loving or positive thoughts going through your minds, through the word that you'll hear at the end of this practice today. You can set an I am affirmation, knowing that God is the I am. So anytime you say I am, you're declaring He is. So your I am can be I am good, I am positive, I am patient, I am joyful, I am okay, I am healthy. Whatever you need. Take the next few moments, few breaths to settle into your intention that is personal to you in your life this morning. And let it keep you strong throughout this entire day. Take a long breath in through your nose. Exhale, set your intention. Next, inhale, draw your knees into your chest, both knees. Gently rock side to side. Maybe draw circles with your knees in the ceiling. Inhale, straighten your legs up towards the ceiling. Flex your feet towards your face and draw your heels towards the heavens. Keep your hands placed on your heart and on your belly, or let your fingertips press and point down towards the top of your mat. Allow your legs to relax. Maybe roll out your ankles, making small circles with your feet. Flex and point your feet. Let out any cracks. Find slow, gentle movement. Take a big breath in through your nose. Exhale, find happy baby pose. Draw your knees in towards your shoulders. Grab with your 2-piece fingers, wrap them around your pinky or your big toe, or you can take your hands and let them come at the outer edges of your feet. Use the pressure of your hands to draw your knees closer to your body. In this happy baby pose, declare that you are a happy child of God. Bring a smile to your lips and take a big breath in through your nose. Open mouth, exhale, breathe out. Declare, I am a happy baby, a daughter, a son of God. Maybe keep this smile with you for the remainder of this practice. Take 3 more breaths in this space and hold. Take a big breath in through your nose. Exhale, let go of your feet and let them come in towards your chest. Draw your hands, wrap your hands around your knees. Place your nose, lift your head up, and draw your knees towards your nose. Give yourself a moment to touch and hug yourself. Take a big breath in. Give yourself a squeeze. Breathe out. Inhale, slowly release. Exhale, rock and roll along your spine. And make your way to a seat. Cross at your ankles and find tabletop position. Stack your shoulders on top of your wrist and your knees directly underneath your hips, and set your eyes on the center of the mat. Inhale, cow pose. Drop your belly, lift your heart, send your chin up towards the ceiling. Take a big breath in. Exhale, cat. Round your spine, tuck your chin into your chest and press the mat and press your hands into the mat. Inhale, cow, drop your belly. Exhale, cat, round your spine. Inhale, cow. Exhale, cat. Inhale, thread the needle, lift your right hand up. Exhale, thread your right hand under your chest and reach over towards the left. Start to drop your shoulder and your temple down to rest onto the mat. You can let your left hand stay directly underneath your left shoulder, or you can extend your left hand towards the top of your mat. Take a big breath in through your nose. Open up, exhale, breathe out. Another breath in. Exhale, wrap your hand around your waist. This is an option. If this is too much, bring your hand back to the top of your mat or directly underneath your shoulder. Take 1 more full breath in. Open mouth, exhale. Inhale, circle through. Bring your left hand directly underneath your shoulder and rise up. Inhale, breathe in. Exhale, circle your hand back through and place it directly underneath your shoulder. Tabletop position. Inhale, cow. Exhale, cat. Come to neutral. Inhale, reach your left arm up towards the ceiling. Exhale, thread the needle, send your left arm to thread underneath your shoulder and reach over to the right and let your temple and your shoulder rest on the mat. Take a big breath in through your nose. Open up, exhale. Inhale, extend your right hand forward towards the top of your mat this time. Hold and breathe. On your next inhale, you have the option to stay as you are. Or as you exhale, wrap your right hand around your waist. All is optional. Hold and breathe. Take a big breath in through your nose. Open up, exhale. Come back to your wrist directly underneath your shoulder. Press into the mat. Inhale, rise and circle your hands back down. Tabletop position. Take a big breath in through your nose. Exhale, start to make circles with your hips. Find dancing table, let your heart lean forward, stretching out your wrists. Swing your hips back around, graze your heels, come all the way through. Exhale, breathe out. Inhale, circle through the front. Exhale. Come back to center. Exhale, switch opposite directions, lead your hip in the opposite way that you started. Dance with the sound of your breath. Being mindful to be listening to the gentle whispers of God today. Last time, breathe in. Exhale, come to child's pose, balasana. Surrender onto your mat. Let your knees come out the length of your mat. Or you can just let them be out hip width distance apart. Let your big toes come together to touch. Sink your hips towards your heels. Walk your hands towards the top of your mat. Surrender your heart down onto the mat and then let your forehead follow and rest. Turn inward in this moment. Set your sight on God. Set your heart on God and listen to the sound of your breath and take a few moments to try to hear his voice as we take a few times through our breath to just be still and listen. Take this time to give your body some love and maybe make a running list of why you love your body and why you're loving this pose. To surrender your heart, your mind, and stretch your hands forward to feel and reach out to God's calling on your life. Take a big breath in through your nose. Exhale, settle in. Be still. Enjoy this space. Take a full breath in through your nose. Open up, exhale, stay. Inhale, rise up towards the top of your mat, tabletop position. Bring your feet hip width distance apart. Tuck your toes under, spread your fingers wide, and press your hands completely into the mat. Press and lift up your shoulders. Draw your navel in and start to lift your knees away from the mat. High plank pose. Press your heels back towards the back of the room, the back of the mat. Keep your gaze in between your hands. Draw your ribs in and take a big breath in through your nose. Open up, exhale. Find strength through the root of your hands, all the way up through your arms. Know that you have the option to drop your knees down, keeping the integrity of this pose if you need to. Finding strength, using your breath of life to keep you strong. Maybe embody, I am strong. I am immovable. I am an immovable plank. God is holding you up with his love and strength. Take one more full breath in through your nose. Exhale, draw your hips towards the ceiling, downward facing dog. Let your heels relax down towards the mat, but it's okay if they don't touch. Maybe wag your tail and sway your hips side to side. Press into your hands and let your heart and knees bend towards one another. Shake your head yes, shake it no. Take a big breath in through your nose. Exhale, enjoy this space. Maybe pedal out your feet. Find movement here. It's probably the first down dog of your day, so create more space in this pose. Take a big breath in through your nose. Open mouth, exhale. Maybe drop your knees down onto the mats. Swing your right leg towards the top of your mats and start to rise up for low lunge. 90-degree angles with your left knee directly underneath your left hip and your right knee directly stacked on top of your right ankle. Inhale, rise your hands up towards the ceiling. Exhale, place your hands on your hips. Or you can act like you have pockets and place your hands at your low back, rolling your shoulders up towards your ears and away, opening up your heart, lift your chin up tall. Take a big breath in through your nose. Exhale, settle into your hips, lean forward, low lunge. Opening up your hips, creating space in your hips and your heart. Soften and breathe. Notice how your body feels now. If you need to, maybe place your hands on your thigh, press and open up your heart a little bit more and find a back bend. Lift your chin up towards the ceiling. Breathe. Take a big breath in through your nose. Exhale, plant your hands, tuck your toes, and maybe lift your knee away from the mat. High crescent lunge. You can keep your knee stacked on top of your ankle. Know that you have every option to stay down and rise your hands up towards the ceiling. Or if you're ready and you want to practice your balance this morning, lift your knee up and take a big breath in. Send your heart forward. Exhale, round your spine. Chuck your chin towards your chest. And on your next inhale, rise up. Slow and controlled. Building strength through your legs. Finding balance between your feet with your left heel pointing up towards the ceiling. Hands reaching up towards the heavens. Maybe send your gaze upward as well. Take a big breath in. Draw your navel in. Stay strong through your core. Settle in. Take a big breath in. Exhale, stay. One more breath in. Exhale, plant your hands, step back to high plank pose or tabletop position. Strong like a plank. Draw your navel in, come back to your breath. One more full breath in. Exhale, downward facing dog, send your hips up. Shake your head yes, shake it no. Pedal out your feet. Notice the difference in your leg and this space. Maybe you can access your downward facing dog a little bit more. Know that you have the option to drop your knees down. Find tabletop and then swing your left leg forward for your low lunge. And lift up. Stack your right knee directly underneath your hip and your left knee stacked right on top of your left ankle. Inhale, reach your hands up for your modified crescent lunge. Know that you can take your hands and place them at your low back, opening up your heart. Send your chest up towards the ceiling. Take a big breath in. Exhale, soften into your hips and lean forward. Hold and breathe and settle into the space. Take a full breath in through your nose. Exhale, open up your heart a little bit more. Settle in, lean forward. Focus forward. Let go of the past, yesterday, and focus on this present moment. Inhale, rise your hands up towards the ceiling. Interlace your fingers and let them rest on your thigh, pressing your heart away, finding a deeper back bend and opening up your hips a little bit more. Take a big breath in. Exhale, press your hands on the mat. Inhale, send your heart forward. Exhale, tuck your chin into your chest. Option to lift your right knee up away from the mat. Inhale, high crescent lunge. Settle into your hips. Reach towards the heaven and send your gaze there. Hold and breathe. Challenging your balance. Draw your navel in, keep your core here. Take a big breath in through your nose. Open mouth, exhale. One more breath in. Exhale, plant your hands. Step back, high plank pose, last one. Hold and breathe strong through your hands, your feet. Take one more big breath in through your nose. Exhale, downward facing dog. Last down dog of the day. Settle into your heels. Maybe notice the difference. Pedal out your feet. Shake your head yes, shake it no. Take a big breath in through your nose. Open mouth, exhale, breathe out. Inhale, look towards your hands. Exhale, lift your heels up. Take one more full breath in through your nose. Heels lifted, exhale, walk your feet towards your hands for a standing forward fold at the top of your mat. Keep your feet hip-width distance apart. Grab for opposite elbows and find ragdoll arms, or you can find gorilla pose with your hands underneath your feet. Step your feet on your hands, or take your two-piece fingers and wrap them around your big toes. Inhale, lift up halfway. Exhale, fold fully, let your head dangle like a coconut. You can sway side to side. Shift your weight towards the front of your toes and fold a little bit deeper. Breathe. Let go. Inhale, slowly rise up to the top of your mats. One vertebrae at a time, let your head come up last. Relax your shoulders away from your ears. Open up your heart, ground your feet completely into the mat, and place your hands at your heart. Let your eyes close gently and take a full breath in together. Open mouth, exhale. Entering into our standing meditation before we close out this class. 1 Kings 19, starting at verse 9. Verse 9. Elijah's encounter with the Lord. He entered a cave and spent the night. Suddenly the word of the Lord came to him, and he said to him, "What are you doing here, Elijah?" Elijah replied, "I have been very zealous for the Lord God of armies, but the Israelites have abandoned your covenant, torn down your altars, and killed your prophets with the sword. I alone am left, and they are looking for me to take my life." Then he said, God said, "Go out and stand on the mountain in the Lord's presence." At that moment, the Lord passed by. A great and mighty wind was tearing at the mountains and was shattering cliffs before the Lord, but the Lord was not in the wind. After the wind, there was an earthquake, but the Lord was not in the earthquake. After the earthquake, there was a fire, but the Lord was not in the fire. And after the fire, there was a voice, a soft whisper. When Elijah heard it, he wrapped his face in his mantle and went out and stood at the entrance of the cave. Suddenly, a voice came to him and said, "What are you doing here, Elijah?" As we embrace the remaining days to come in this pandemic, think of and remember this verse. As we stand here in our mountain pose, strong, encountering what feels like a shattering experience of our lives being disrupted by COVID-19, remember, God is in the whisper. He is in the still, slow, silent moments that we get during this crazy time. Stand strong with your feet fully planted. Your arms can be pointing down towards the floor or up towards the heaven, reaching your heart up, or your hands can be at heart in prayer position as you embrace the quiet, still voice of God. Take a big breath in through your nose. Open mouth, exhale, breathe out. Take a few moments and be silent and enjoy the gentle whispers and wind of God. Take a full breath in through your nose. Open mouth, exhale. We'll close out with prayer. Father, I thank you for this moment of stillness and movement to encounter you on our mat. Lord, I pray that you give us an answer when we ask, and when you ask us, what are we doing here? As we continue forward in our day, I pray that you'll gently speak to us and give us an answer as to what it is that we are doing. Maybe we know the answer already. Maybe we don't. Surround and fill us up with peace. And I pray that everyone under the sound of my voice feels your gentle love today and every day and accepts you into their hearts. In Jesus' name I pray. Amen. Namaste. Thank you so much for watching today's video. If you're new here, subscribe now. Hit the notification bell so you don't miss the remaining days to come in our 30 Days Closer Encountering God. Peace out.